find a place where you can comfortably sit down. And if if you can lie down afterwards too, that's definitely a plus, but no absolute requirement or need here. And the first thing I invite you to do is actually just physically look around you, moving your head to the left, registering where your door is, behind you, up and down. And this lets your nervous system know that, there are no bears that are about to hunt you. Just grounding you in your physical space. And then I invite you to, if it feels safe for you, close your eyes. And imagine a softening starting at the crown of your head. And then moving all the way down, caressing every cell, every fiber of your body. Inviting a deeper breath where you fully expand your lungs and let your belly fully relax, fully get big. And then I invite you to stretch your jaw and then find an open, relaxed jaw position. This opens up your body, so keeping your jaw relaxed and starting a really soft, connected breath here. So a breath that has no pause between the inhale or exhale, breathing in and out through your mouth. And these are full, deep breaths, so it looks something like this. And finding your own rhythm with this, I like to imagine kind of like an ocean wave, back and forth. This opens up your body, allows you to connect with your body. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Keeping your eyes closed, keeping that jaw really soft, keeping that breath connected throughout this entire practice. And then just noticing, where is the focus of your attention right now? And if it's in your brain, I invite you to start focusing maybe on your throat, keeping that breath connected, keeping your eyes folded inward. Moving your way down to your heart. Down to your lower rib cage. Down to your belly. Down to your pelvic floor area and your sex. And them down to your root, your perineum. Yeah. Uh-huh. And then I invite you to scan your body. Where does pleasure live in your body? Because it's always present somewhere. Or even finding a place that just feels more yummy. And this is where, if you can start to touch yourself. So bring in some more erotic pleasure. And you know your body best. So maybe it's stroking your nipples, or touching your vulva, or touching your lower belly, or caressing your hairline, whatever gives you pleasure. Keeping that breath connected, keeping that jaw relaxed, deep inhales and exhales, in and out through the mouth. And then finding your way to that pleasure. And using your hands to make it stronger, using your breath to make it stronger. So on the inhale, you're going to connect with that pleasure. Imagine kind of blowing on a fire, and by giving it some oxygen, it makes it stronger. So you're inhaling, connecting with the pleasure. And then on the exhale, expressing it. So with sound or movement. So if that piece of your body had a sound or a movement, what would it sound like? Yeah. Staying so connected, so present with that area of your body. And connecting to the felt sense here. So we're speaking the language of the body here, not pleasure. Those are language constructs. But what does it feel like? Does it feel like a tingling in this area of your body? Does it feel like heat? Breathing in, connecting with that area of your body. Exhaling, expressing with sound and movement. And you can state out aloud, I feel tingling in my lower pelvic area. I feel a heat rising from my lower spine. Whatever it is you're feeling, saying it out aloud really helps align the brain with the rest of the body.
I feel tingling in my face, across my lips, in my heart, in my chest, in my rib cage.
So I feel a tingling in my lips. I feel a tingling in my chest. Thank you.
I feel my nipples getting rather hard.
I feel my nipples getting rather hard. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. And so breathing in and connecting with that. We're going to stay here for just a few more moments, and then we're going to start the pendulation. So next, I invite you to inhale into, first recall maybe an emotion that you had during the day that felt hard. So if it's anxiety, if like it was a triggering moment, maybe you can visually recall that moment you had. Yeah. And then maybe just scan your body as you're feeling this. So what are you feeling and where as you are intentionally triggering this emotion within you?
I'm feeling sadness, anger, a lot of back and forth between the two of them.
Yeah.
Mainly sadness.
Yeah, so you feel sadness, Lisa, and thank you for that. But I want to remind you, so sadness and anger, those are again language constructs, the brain.
Yeah.
And so what are you feeling in your body that lets you know that you have anger or sadness? So
I'm
I
feeling
feel A, say it, try to say it after me. I feel A, and then felt sense, the tactile sensation.
I feel my body closing and not allowing me to feel those emotions, but suppressing them, and my body feeling tense and stuck and not even getting close to knowing how those constructs are making me feel.
Yeah.
But just knowing I am stuck in my body and I don't know which way to go, and my head isn't going to help me, and I need something to help me move.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're feeling tense and you're feeling your body is locking up, and maybe as a protection mechanism, not allowing you to go there, and you don't know where to start. Thank you. Yes, I feel you. Now, remember, you don't have to feel everything at once, and this is where we use the power of focus. So just whatever grabs your attention in your body now. Maybe where do you feel the tension the most? Is it in your shoulders? Where is it? And you could continue with the breathing. So breathing softly in and out through the mouth, keeping that jaw really relaxed. Remembering that your emotions are only information, and you can feel just as much as you want in every moment. And we can always go back to pleasure.
I feel all that tension in exactly those places where I felt pleasure. I feel the tension in my jaw. I feel the not being able to express it. And so I'm clenching my jaw. I am not breathing. I am tense in my rib cage, my shoulders, my back. I want to curl into a ball. I want to be quiet and alone. I feel my body is stopping me from feeling anything and pendulating between any of those things. I need help in going back to somewhere else.
Yeah. Okay. So let's take a few more deeper breaths. Yeah. I hear you. Yeah. I hear you that you feel tension in all the ways that you felt pleasure, but we're gonna breathe and soften again. And this is where we can maybe find our way back to the pleasure, right? So we started feeling some tension. We started maybe feeling, remember, numbness is also a sensation, right? So, and we work with a small body part at a time. So let's find our way back to the pleasure now. So back to the pleasure. So allowing that softening, remembering that the power of your imagination and focus is so strong.
I feel it already.
Yes. Yeah, there we go. You did it. You pendulated. Yeah. Beautiful. You're
I feel
feeling it
where
right
I
now.
cried out of all that anger and sadness. I cry out of relief.
Oh, you cry out of relief from all that anger and sadness. Yeah, it's beautiful. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I feel it already.
Yeah.
I can visualize already that place of pleasure, and I feel my body softening. I feel myself like I've just stepped from one place to another place very
Yeah.
much instantaneously.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. 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 So again, breathing in, connecting, exhaling, expressing that pleasure, breathing in, finding the felt sense. So what do you feel and where that lets you know that you have this pleasure? Yeah.
I feel it in my breath.
Yeah.
I feel like my breath has shifted. How I was breathing before when I felt angry and sad. I feel my breath washing through my body and just washing away that feeling and just reminding me of that place of pleasure
Yeah.
in my body. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. How
You
did you
have
do
that
that?
power. I didn't do anything. You did it all.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
My whole
Mm.
face is tingling.
Mm.
Oh, which my
Yeah.
face normally does, like with the most powerful orgasms.
Oh yeah.
So that
Yeah.
says
Yeah. Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot
Yeah.
about breath orgasms, all that kind of thing. It just says so much to me right now about that place. And I had no idea I could call that kind of power into my body using my
Mm-hmm.
breath.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
I've already had a lot
Yeah.
of orgasms today, but wow, that
Oh,
one.
yeah. So you
Wow.
had no idea that you had that power to use your breath to shift it that way, right? Yeah. Does that feel true? Yeah.
That
Yeah.
feels so
Yeah.
true right
Yeah.
now. And I am just in awe of the power of something so short. So
Exactly. Yeah.
it's literally breathtaking. But ah, there's me again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I've just completely interrupted the rest
Yeah.
of anything you were leading through, but that, wow, that just felt so powerful. That felt like something I want to do with my children tomorrow when they go to these places. It's
Yes,
oh,
children
oh
completely
Fabiola.
yeah, that's why I'm such a strong advocate of this because it fucking works. It fucking works immediately, right? So please don't apologize on my behalf. Part of this is surrendering to whatever comes up. That's part of the practice, right? And that's why, again, I'm not like, I need to do this in a certain way kind of. This is life, right? It's chaotic. Whatever comes up needs to come up. And so this is where we are.
Oh, but it is you. It is you. It is you because
No, no,
oh,
no,
your energy, your
no.
liveliness, your I don't know. It is you. Take the compliment. It is you.
I'm helping probably. Yes,
Yeah,
I
and
am helping.
I am gonna put a snippet of this, what you just did, because that was transformative.
I'm glad.
Ah,
Yay.
thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you so,
I'm so happy
so
for you.
much. Oh, I am so happy right now. That was, my heart's racing and
So let's take a few more breaths, right? And just ground into this. So I invite you again to close your eyes. Yeah. And just know, for those of you that are listening, right? So you can do this pendulation practice back and forth a few times, right? And so I invite you to do it. Maybe, again, like listen to your body. If something comes up and that's enough for today, that's fine. And we're going to wrap up here, but you can pendulate a couple times back and forth. It's really good to shift into the pendulation when you're feeling like the peak, right? You're feeling, as we felt now right here, right? There was too much tension, and then,
yeah.
oh, okay, well, this is exactly how I can use pleasure, right? So let me dive back into the pleasure. And then again, your nervous system gets to learn how these emotions are not necessarily dangerous, but they are information, right? And you get to increase your tolerance in feeling more, because that's really why we're numb in society, right? We're not
Yeah.
allowed to feel. As children, we freely move and we know how to use our bodies, but then we learn to have a straight back and smile, because of course that's needed for communication in modern society, right? But we need to learn how to live in alignment with our bodies again and our felt sense. And so, anyways, so I invite you to ground this practice by returning, maybe after a few rounds of pendulation, returning to a soft breath in and out through your nose, and slowly coming to a space of stillness, and maybe giving yourself a hug, a loving hug. Yeah. Remember the power that your hands have in terms of just giving yourself self-love and nurturing touch. And then I invite you to scan your body again and just state out the felt sense. And again, using this format, I feel and then tactile sensations, so tension, numbness, heat, tingling in my, and then body parts.
I feel warmth around my heart. I feel cool in my head, in a tranquil way, in a calm way. I feel tingly still in my lips, but in a good way. It felt nervous and anxious before. It feels nice. I feel my legs are heavy, but I feel grounded. They feel heavy and safe. I feel good. I feel so good.
And then stating out aloud 3 gratitudes that you have for yourself in this practice. So I feel proud that I showed up, or I feel excited that I got to sense a shift, or whatever gratitudes for your practice.
I feel proud. I feel proud that I allowed myself to feel so much and I allowed
Yeah.
myself to just go through it and come back, and I allowed myself to be safe, and I allowed myself to let my inner child feel all these things and express them, and that live in front of lots of people. And I gave myself permission to express it, live it, but also allow it to pass and allow myself to go back to how I want to live my life, and not see any of those emotions as something bad or something I have to suppress, or
Yes.
I'm so
Yeah.
proud of myself right
Yeah.
now, and I'm so grateful to have just gone through that.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so beautiful. I am so grateful that you were willing to show these parts of yourself here live. You are such a brave, beautiful human being. I'm so grateful to have connected with you in this way, and super proud of us showing, and specifically you modeling, that it's okay to show all your emotions, right? They're beautiful. There's no good or bad emotions. That's all our language constructs. Again,
Yeah.
like the dualistic society we live in for our survival mechanism, but that's not necessarily the truth, right? The truth is that all emotions are beautiful. Our emotions are beautiful gold mines,
Oh.
right?
And
Of wisdom.
you just help me feel them in my body. We get so stuck in our brains and we try and figure it all out in our brains, but it was so difficult when you said that specifically. But how does it feel in your body? And that was such a good reminder of when I feel that, and I feel like, oh, I just want to, especially with the sadness, I want to roll into a ball. That felt so good to remember right now, Lisa, this is my moment where you need to remember to open. You, with pleasure, you felt so warm here. It felt so, your nipples were hard. That was
Yeah.
the feeling you wanted to have when you felt that, you know?
Uh-huh.
And that is so big, because I always, and this is me being frankly, honestly, raw speaking, and I always do. I think we, especially with those negative emotions, we retreat into our brains, and that doesn't work. That is so, that has helped me so much to, my body can help me in those moments. My nipples are hard again. So yes. Go
Yes.
me.
Yes. Go
Oh,
you.
that
Yes,
is,
absolutely.
oh,
I'm so
Fabiola.
happy.
Oh my God. You're magic. You are magic. Oh, wow.